Ah, what do we got here? Let's open it up and see. Hello, I'm Robert, and you're welcome here in my busy little shop. Back each day, let's open this up and see what we've got. I think I know what it is. Yep. I think you'll enjoy seeing this as well. Okay, let's open this up. Let's get into this. Oh, Barry King Tools. I want to talk about this for a second. I posted a video in, I think it was December, and it talked about buy the right tool the first time. And I had a couple people make comments, and I appreciate people taking time to make comments on the video. And the one person, I don't think they were being critical, but they were saying you don't have to buy the very best tool to make good leather goods. And I don't disagree with that. I do believe that a better made tool is more enjoyable to use. And if you're doing this as a hobby, and this is, I've said it before, it's a hobby business for me. But if you're doing it as a hobby, I want to make it an enjoyable process. So I've had a few people ask me to make some tooled leather items. One, believe it or not, are sandals. So we'll have to see how that goes. But so when I first got into leather work, I purchased a few stamping tools, and I've used them in some videos. And these tools I purchased from Tandy, and I don't think that they're necessarily a bad tool. This is the selection of tools that I've purchased from Tandy, and but I've decided I'm going to explore tooling to a greater level. So I signed up to take a class in Prescott, Arizona, and the class is being taught by Don Gonzalez. Now, he's not going to look down on me if I show up with these tools here to do the class. And it's a floral carving class, and which obviously includes the tooling as well. Now, I could show up with these tools and do that. The majority of these tools, though, really aren't what I need for the floral tooling and carving class. So I needed to buy new tools for that. And I could go to Tandy and buy them. But once again, I try to support the people that, help create the industry. And not saying that Tandy doesn't, but Barry King does. And he makes a really quality tool. And I think they're made better and will last longer. And here's a tool here. This is something I inherited, and it's bent. Now, this is a small backgrounding tool, or you could even use it as a flower center. I can't imagine why it would ever get struck hard enough to bend it like that, but I've seen some of the tools that others use in tooling videos, and a lot of these tools, when you're striking them, even though they're shaped, this pear-shaped shader here, you're using it a lot of times tipped, and you're pounding on it repetitively. And this one's got some supports built into it here, because what ends up happening is they start to bend and deform. And then if they bend and deform, you're trying to keep your angle right, and you're trying to like overcompensate for that, and then you may get the tool to slip out some. So I figured since the majority of these tools, some of these veiners and such would be used in that process, I decided to, as I say, sometimes jump in with both feet here and I bought a selection of tools that I talked with Don Gonzalez, and these were some tools that he recommended. And you can also go to his videos, and he's got videos of what's in his tool roll. And so I purchased a selection of tools kind of in the range of what he thought would be a good kit to start with for his floral tooling. And so these, Barry King is just known for making a very quality tool. So I can't imagine ever getting to the point where I need to replace these. I think they're a very quality made tool. They're not inexpensive by any means. They are, if you have a similar tool here, a craft tool, and this is a newer craft tool. I think some of the older original craft tools are were made as a higher quality, but you're going to spend $7, $8 for one of these, and a lot of these tools here, an inexpensive one is like $25, $30 is kind of a normal price. So, by no means was this a inexpensive decision. I would really say that, behind the sewing machine, this one here, and then my Ron's tools were probably my most expensive, decisions made. Here's a couple of mule's feet. And I'll get these out later and wet some leather and play a little bit with that. One of my next projects I need to make is going to be a tool roll, because that class, I have to transport all of this to the class, and I don't want to, have them damaged. You can see this one's got some horizontal lines on there, and if you drop this on the floor, it would damage that, and it would not work the same after that. So hopefully you're excited. I'm excited to jump into these and try these. I bought these directly from Barry King's office out of Sheridan, and I was able to get a little bit of a discount buying directly from them, and didn't have some of the markup that other distributors might have as well. So I do like to support the local shops, some of the smaller shops, and some of them have YouTube channels as well. So I really do like to support those individuals whenever I'm buying. And I tried to, when I went to buy these tools, I called and they didn't have them, and it was going to be kind of a hassle for them to, put together my order and get all of this. So I just went ahead at their suggestion and just called, Barry King's office directly. And there's a few of these tools that I really, I went on their online and was looking at their online catalog, and it was really hard for me to visualize the sizes. So I talked with Brad there, and Brad went through and really helped answer some of my questions about the size and such. This tooling side of things can be a rabbit hole on its own and what I mean by that is, to get into it, we go to these shows and Barry King is there with hundreds of different stamps available. So it can be easy to start chasing that and ending up with a very large selection. I've seen videos of Bruce Cheney and, like I said, Don Gonzalez doing tooling, and you look at the array of tools that they have, and it's hundreds. This was their swivel knife. I do have a Tandy swivel knife here, and I've used it some. I think some of you have seen me use it on some videos. I went ahead and I bought a little bit smaller one. Don said that he liked this size for doing a lot of the floral, since you're making a lot of smaller curves. So I went ahead and got the 1/4 inch one there, and this looks like it's a 3/8 inch. So I'm thinking I can use them together to create what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna have to make a tool roll for this, and I have to decide whether I need to make it just functional, or do I have to make it like pretty and functional. And I'm thinking I'm just going to make it functional, just an easy roll pouch with some individual pockets for these. And I'll bring along my other tools in it as well in case I need something that's a little bit different. But this should get me a good start. And shoot, I'll let you figure out your own on how much this was. It was not inexpensive, but I can see that they're very high quality, nicely finished. So I look forward to getting these out and using them. And you know what? I'll on the end of this, I'm going to wet some leather here, and I'll create some impressions with these so that you can see a little bit about how each of these do. And then I need to practice a little bit, but I have 2 classes signed up with Don Gonzalez. One's a more advanced floral carving and lifting, and the other's a little bit past an introduction. And I feel like I'm able to pick up a lot of these things fairly well, but I'm going to practice some before I get there to get the feel for it. It's interesting when you go from you know, a small tool. Look at these, you know, these small tools here. You have to kind of account for the size of the tool while you're using it. It's easy to kind of get working along with something large like this, and the next thing you know, you pick this up and you've driven a hole completely through the leather. So I'll case some leather, and we'll come back and I'll do some imprints here and show you what some of these tools look like. So let's make a few impressions here with these new tools and see what we've got here. But I want to say it again. You can spend as much money on most hobbies as you want to spend. You can buy the most expensive, and I'm going to say you don't need to do that. If you're going to get into a lot of tooling, I do think the better tools you'll find more enjoyable to use. But if the price of admission to buy these tools here is too much, then stick with the others, or find used, or find someone that is upgrading from one to the other, and get that, you know, maybe get some tools from them. Let me make a little cut here. I'm going to use my Tandy, and I've kept this pretty sharp, and I'm going to try this other one without stropping it, see how sharp it is straight from Barry King. Just not much pressure here at all. That was with the Tandy. It does feel like it turns a little nicer in here than the other one. Okay. Is it earth-shattering difference? No. The Barry King swivel knife, I think, is pretty reasonable price compared to, you know, a lot of the tools out there. That's a nice bevel there. That was the wide one. It looks like it's around 3/8 of an inch. I do notice that on this beveler, this is a pretty straight edge there. And in one of the videos I was watching, they were talking about a lot of times filing this because it gets rounded so that you get a nice crisp line along there. So this one here is a smaller one yet. It's interesting. This is gonna be a little bit of a test of me. It may not look like it, but I'm a perfectionist on a lot of this stuff, and it bothers me when I can't make it exactly the way I want. And I believe that this leather carving has the potential to be a challenge in that area there. I'm getting off my line a little bit there. I've got it turned, hopefully you can see it well. It's not turned great for me, that's for sure. Yeah. And then let me go into these. These are called lifters. And if this was the petal of a flower, then I believe you turn it around this way and you use it this way to define that and raise that leather up. And it gives it more definition. There's a ridge there now from that lifter. The first day class I've got with Don Gonzalez is 4 hours. It's all morning. The second day is a complete day, 8 hours. I'm going to jump over here. Let's take a look at these flower centers here. It's going to be interesting. This is called a thumbprint. I know I'm talking like I'm an expert in this stuff. I'm not. Kind of reminds me, there's probably someone out there saying, if you're taking a class, just wait till you get there. You don't have to unlearn things. My wife and I took a snowboarding class years ago, a long time ago. And the class started at 9. We were down there at 8:30, try the board on and, fumbling around a little bit on the board. And someone walked up and said, have you considered taking a class? I said, we're signed up for a class that starts at 9. They're like, I would wait till then. Thought that was kind of a funny. It's called a wiggler. And I think you can see the reason why. It's got kind of a wavy pattern there. Hopefully my wife's not watching and seeing how much these tools are. They were pretty expensive. That was pretty hard there on this mule print. Let's see what else we got here. Here's a large mule print. It's called that way because it's like a hoof. A little crescent here. A larger one. Actually, I think that might be called a crowner. Well, I'm excited to see how this goes. Here's a small one. And I think you can kind of see the definition of that. Let's see if we get to focus there. You can see the crowner, the veining in it there. This is a pear shader, and I've got some different size pear shaders here. Find them. They're all here together. And I'll have to talk with Don Gonzalez and see if I can film some of my class. Now, I don't expect to film him teaching. That wouldn't be appropriate, but just some close-up of my work here as I'm learning. Well, I tell you, I'm excited. Try to figure out how to use these and to take that class. The show in Prescott, this will be my, I guess, my third year of going to it. Yeah, my third year, and I look forward to it. It's kind of my big event each year, and it's really interesting to go in and see all the different leatherworking tools, leather, exotics. If you want an alligator hide, you can buy an alligator hide there. So there's a lot of fun there for me, and it's also a chance to pick up a few bargains and meet some of the creators of the tools themselves. And then one more thing, I needed a piece of granite to work on at the class. The more dense and less vibration from your work surface, the easier the tooling is to control. And I had a friend that had a piece of granite that they were getting rid of, and I layered it 2 layers back to back, epoxied them together. You may have seen the video where I did that, but I'm gonna make a little bit of a leather carrying case for this, for the tools, so that I can get it all to class. So I'm excited for my new toys, and I hope whatever you're working on, that you're passionate about it and you get excited about it as well. Excited to see how this all works out. Hopefully it's not too much frustration. I can get that way a little bit if it's not coming out exactly how I want it to, but time will tell. Appreciate you being here today. Please like, share, and consider subscribing to my channel. Appreciate it. Have a great day.